Good morning. Welcome to York's Classic Cars Limited again, and not very sunny Retford. It's not sunny at all, very overcast. Quick update on the Capri. As you can see, I've now got the intercooler sat in place. I've had to modify the mountings a bit. These were made originally for a aftermarket intercooler for one of the ones you can get off the internet, basically, that are about 5 inches thick. The mountings on those are in slightly different places to standard, inevitably during the manufacturing process, no doubt. This is an original R32 GTR intercooler that I bought for my Skyline, but then I managed to get an Apexy one the other week, quite cheap, so I've put the Apexy in the Skyline, and I've put the original Skyline one in here. Don't know whether that's a good idea or not. It's a little bit battered around the edges, as you can see here. However, that doesn't affect the flow. The actual tubes are lower than that. That's just there to protect the fins at the bottom, so it won't make any difference anyway. And it's not like I'm going to be pushing it to its maximum yield. Here's one for everybody who's watching who knows anything about roller V8 injection systems. I've turned the plenum round on the top. As you can see by the writing on the top there, that should be at the front. So this inlet should be on the near side, not the off side. Will this cause me any problems? I don't know. I know the trumpets are all different lengths inside. Obviously I'm going turbocharged, and this is going to help me link from here to there significantly easier, and plus the throttle cable comes out here. So that's going to work significantly easier. So it's going to improve my life in that respect, but obviously I don't want to melt the engine because I've starved a couple of pistons of the sufficient amount of fuel and oxygen, or overcharged a couple of sides. I would imagine with the turbo it wouldn't make any difference anyway. I've seen front-mounted plenums, but front-entry plenums. But I just thought I'd ask the question in case anybody knows better than I do. As I say, I can't see it making any difference, but if it does, it does, and I won't do it. I'll have to do it another way. The other thing I've done at home, here is the steering column next to my big boots. I've welded on a quick release hub adapter for the top. You can see there, if I zoom in a bit, should focus in, you can see there where I've welded it round. Oops, sorry about that. I actually machined that to the diameter of the inside of that, so it goes all the way through, as you can see, right to the very top, and then welded inside. I welded it on maximum power, and following the advice of a friend, actually plug welded it through the sides as well. You can see I've just spun it down in the lathe just to make it nice and smooth. Then what I found was that the original bushing for a mk1 Capri column is like a weird little needle roll metal affair. Once this was on, I couldn't get that back on. I couldn't get the column through. So what I've made is, on my lathe, I've made an acetal or Delrin bushing for the top. Now I know this will work perfectly fine. Mark II Escorts use these anyway, and you can buy them for a Mark II Escort. I think they're about a £5. Quite honestly, they're not a lot of money. From such as Burton Power and people like that. This one I made myself, mainly because these are imperial sizes, not metric. So I tried a Mark II Escort one in here some years back, and it just felt a little tiny bit loose, so I've made that nice and tight. It is quite tight fit, but it will wear away a little bit and bed in. Once I'm going to fix it in place, probably with just some super glue actually. These holes in the side are for where the indicator start locates, so I don't want to screw through those. With hindsight, if I'd made it about 1/4 of an inch longer, I could have just counterbarred that and made that locate into the bushing, but never mind. And then I'm going to put some oil down the split. You can see I've put a split in it here to allow it to clip over the column and then bed back in. So I now have a nice fast quick release steering wheel boss. Squeeze and pull. Okay, and it's got a spline on the top. Been a little bit scared about welding that on. I don't really have many doubts about my welding, but when it comes to things like steering and critical components, it does worry me a little bit. As you can see, I gave it the big burn. It got maximum amps on there, and it did actually melt some of the splines a tiny bit at the top there, so I had to just put those back in with a warding file. but that works really nicely now. I will need an extender because obviously I've shortened the reach of the original steering wheel bosses there, and it's about, what, 5 inches long, 125 mil, something like that. So I will probably need a spacer of some variety, but what I'll do is I'll reapply this, apply the steering wheel and see how it feels, and I'll either make something or order something. I've got some billet alley at home, so I can always machine a bit out. Aluminum if you're American, aluminium if you're British. Sorry if I offended anybody when I said that last time. One guy had a laugh about it, so I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, that's ready to go back in, and then I can put the steering wheel back on, and then I can actually move the thing around the workshop a lot easier. But yeah, that's where we're up to at the moment. I hope you watched the video with the turbo up pipes. The next long video will be the exhaust system being built, but I need to make a few hangers and things first for the offside, for this side. Exhaust silencer at the back. The other side are made, but this side aren't, and then I've just got to order the right amount of 3-inch stainless pipe. I don't want to over order it because it is ludicrously expensive, so I don't really have a lot of use for 3-inch exhaust system pipe. Stags don't use it, so I don't really want that just sat about doing nothing. It's a bit pointless, and I do have some, but not enough to do the whole job. So anywho, more to be updated. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's helping a lot, and I'm really enjoying doing the videos, actually. Thanks for your feedback. Cheers. Bye-bye.